So today we're going to talk about the Middle East. We'll go on a short trip around this globe, across the Atlantic Ocean until we reach the Middle East. It's made up of about 22 countries across the two largest continents, Asia and Africa. Probably the first thought that comes to mind when you think about this part of the world is violation of human rights and terrorists. While that may be true to a certain extent, that's not the full story. The reason you may be thinking this is probably due to the no separation of church and state, which has made room for people to take over and corrupt the government, such as the Taliban and ISIS. But, whoa, that's a huge but. But before we get to the corruption, we have to understand that the Middle East does not contain one type of government. While religion is prevalent in all decision making in all of those countries, the type of governments do vary. For example, parliamentary republics exist in Egypt and Israel, while traditional monarchies exist in Qatar and Saudi Arabia. As for the religious aspect, it does play a leading role. In the Islamic Republic of Iran, the government is run by religious leaders who then pick parliament representatives that serve beneath them. Currently, Ali Khamenei has been supreme leader, the one who holds all executive power in Iran since 1989. In addition, Iran does have a president named Hassan Rouhani, but his power is strictly limited under the supreme leader. The use of religion in politics always refers back to the written word of the Quran, the sacred book of Islam. This is called Sharia law. The direct translation of the word is path, and guides all aspects of Muslim life, including daily routines, familial and religious obligations, and financial dealings. Now, this is where it gets sticky. Within the past few decades, Sharia law has been taken to the extreme by fundamentalists. One of the most known examples of this is the Taliban, who took over the capital of Afghanistan in 1989. They operated under strict interpretation of Sharia law through public executions and forbidding simple activities such as flying a kite. And to make matters even worse, just for wearing nail polish, a woman could get her fingers cut off. Currently, the group that seems to have somewhat followed in the footsteps of the Taliban is ISIS. Many government officials around the world are concerned with the global influence of ISIS and what exactly is on their agenda. So far, they have no planned attacks on America, but have been able to influence some people to turn against the American government and abduct American citizens. Now, since we have learned all about the corruption of government and where it stems from, it's time for us to join the effort to help fight against it. There are plenty of organizations out there that have a purpose of stopping violations of human rights, but probably the most well-known organization is Amnesty International. They define themselves as a global movement of more than 7 million people who take injustice personally. We are campaigning for a world where human rights are enjoyed by all. So now that you know what's going on in our world, what will you do to change it?
The future is in your hand. Take a stand now. Ooh, ooh, ah, ah, eh, eh, killer.